All right, so in this video, we're going to take a look at how you set up Calendly in order to schedule office hours meetings in this specific case. The actual granular details of the timing and things like that, up to the individual. Process for setting up though, this is how it works. Start with Google and just search for Calendly. From there, redirect it to a home page where you're going to enter your work email in, and then you're going to click Sign Up. When you click Sign Up, it's going to redirect you, and we're going to hit Sign Up with Office 365. After that, we're going to be taken to a flow to log in where we hit Work or School Account. And we have our passwords, just your regular Hello ID password. If you want to stay signed in, that's great. And then we're going to be taken to our introductory flow to get set up. So we're going to start by creating our URL. And you can customize your URL if you'd like. You do not have to. Time zone, just make sure we're Pacific. And then you want to just leave this and continue, because all this is going to do is integrate Calendly with your Outlook calendar in order to see a sync between the different meetings that you have. And then we can begin by setting availability. In the case for me, for this specific application, I'm going to set my availability to office hours and then just check the days where those would be the times for my office hours and then hit continue. And then choose education and we're going to finish. So now we are loaded up and we see there's some default meetings here. But what I'm going to do is go through and create a new event just to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to hit new event type. And in my case, because I'm assuming these meetings are going to be primarily designed to be one-on-one drop-ins, primarily with parents, sometimes with students, I'm going to hit create for that one-on-one. And then the event name, I'll name it office hours. Maybe office hours meeting, sounds good. Location, I'm going to pick Zoom. Now when I pick Zoom, it says Zoom is not connected. Visit the Zoom integration page to connect your account. I'm going to hold the control button and click that so I don't get redirected from this page. So I can come back here and keep working. And then I'm going to hit connect Zoom. Once I connect Zoom, we're all set up. Now there's a chance I would maybe have to go back and log in, use my Hello ID password and things like that to connect with Zoom. But right now, I'm all set. So I could now probably just refresh this page. Let's just see what happens. We're going to hit reload. The only thing we lost is the name office hours meeting. So we're going to do office hours meeting. Now when we hit add location, it's Zoom. Now the thing to consider here that's really important is that the link that the user who schedules an event is going to get is going to be different than any other Zoom link you've already created. In your Zoom platform, and I'll show you real quick, what happened was that Calendly essentially went into Zoom and created a new Zoom meeting for office hours. So I have not yet figured out a way to use a different Zoom link to be the default for this meeting, but it's okay. There's a different link for office hours. So that's going to be the office hours link right there. It's a separate meeting that Calendly has created in your Zoom account. So now, location is Zoom. So the description, we're not going to add a link or anything like that. So I'm adding a really basic description. What you want to add is up to you, but don't include a Zoom link in that description. And then the event link can be right there, and that's great. And you can pick a color if you want. And we're going to go to next. Now, we can choose the durations of the event. You can pick a default duration, or you can set a custom duration. So the date range, this is where you set a date range for availability. I can have a number of days in the future, range of dates, or indefinitely into the future. So in this case, I'm going to probably say indefinitely, just because I don't want to come back and mess with this every 60 days. So event time zone, we're in the Pacific. And then when we have advanced hours, this is a part that was a little bit mystifying to me because I thought I had already set my availability, but I didn't. as far as I could tell for this meeting. So now I need to go and manually change what hours could this meeting happen from. So I'm going to say 2 to 3 p.m. And now I'm actually going to hit apply to all Mondays or apply to multiple. And now I can say Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I'm going to apply that. And then Friday, I'm going to say I'm unavailable. And then apply to all Fridays and be good. And again, the granular details of how you set this up in terms of your availability, your hours, that's different for each individual. This is just a process of how you would go about making these events. So we're going to scroll down, and then we're going to hit next. So when can people book this event? 15 minutes indefinitely. Well, the one thing I would like to show also within this is if we go to the advanced settings right here, you can set the frequency of available time slots. So availability in increments of, let's say, 15 minutes. And if you want to have max number of events per day, that'd be fine. Prevent events less than 4 hours away. So if you don't want people to schedule very last minute events with you, again, up to you, at the direction of admin. And then you can also set buffers for your events. So maybe you set a 5-minute buffer before and a 5-minute buffer after, just in case things run long in any case. We'll hit save and close. Now, we're going to go to the invitee questions. Right here, we're adding a required question. They have to answer their name. They have to provide an email. And then you can customize the text here for the invitee to input the response to by hitting this little pen icon. And then you could change this text right here. You can also make this a required question. So the attendee needs to fill this out in order to communicate to you what you're going to be talking about. Now we're going to hit save and close once we're good with those settings. And then we're going to go to notifications and cancellation policy. So calendar invitations, we want this. We want to leave this alone, generally speaking, unless you have a good reason to change it. It's going to create an automatic calendar invitation in your Outlook. An email reminder, I personally would like to have that. I would like to get reminded through email. And an email follow-up, probably not. That's like an after the meeting email that's automatically sent. And then text reminders. Me personally, I really like text reminders. And that will also make it so the invitee has the option of entering their phone number to get text reminders as well. Cancellation policy, we're just going to leave this alone. That seems reasonable. And then the confirmation page, just going to leave it alone. Display Calendly confirmation page. Don't touch anything with the links. Just leave this one alone. And then collect payments. Obviously, it's not what we're doing. So now we're set. So we're going to go back to the home. And now we can see that we have an office hours meeting. And that's the link. That link is going to be what we share, either putting in our Canvas homepage in terms of making a clickable link, or putting it in our email signature. And I'll show how to do that in just a second as well. Really quickly, I just want to show you a preview of what this looks like, in that when a user, this is an attendee, would click on your link, this is what they would see. They'd see an available day. They would click on it. They could choose an available time. And then they could hit confirm. And then they would enter their information, and they would schedule the event. They would get an email notification, as would you, and an automatic meeting would be set up on your calendar for this. Now, let's go over to Outlook and figure out how we change to put this in our email signature. For privacy reasons, I've hidden part of the screen, but I am in Outlook Online right now through Hello ID, and I'm going to change my email signature. Outlook Online has a great feature in the settings, where settings are now searchable. So we're just going to type signature, and it's going to show us email signature. And then I'll pause real quick. Right here is where we can type what we want to have displayed as our email signature. We can choose when the signature shows up. And the link right here from Calendly is just right here. I just went and hit copy link, and then went into my signature and just pasted that right at the end there. And it should just automatically save and you're allowed to close it. The way you can test this is just by going into Outlook now and hitting New Message, and you'll see your signature automatically pops up. Apologies for the weird breathy voice during the creation of this film. I was sitting on my elliptical while I made this, and I just listened to myself when I truncated part of this, and I realized I sound super weird. Now you can get ahead and start creating your Calendly presence, and let me know if you have any questions.